Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. This video here is going to be a little bit different than the videos I normally put out. I normally try to keep my channel skills-based, where I talk about different skills and different things that I was taught and different tips and tricks and stuff on, preparedness to try to help people get through bad times. And this video here is going to be a little bit of my opinion and how I look at the state of the world and how I look at things that are taking place. And it's been, my opinion for a long time already that what's going on, all these different events are all interrelated, and there's some type of coordinated effort that's going on to basically take down society as we know it. And this video basically comes from a couple of conversations that I had today about what took place in Moscow yesterday, the attack that took place. I had some people ask me about that, and I said, it's my opinion that that's a retaliation from what took place in Israel back in October. And I was kind of called out on it. They say, well, wait a minute, how do you come to that conclusion? And I said, well, first of all, it's been my opinion that there was some type of involvement from Russia to that attack that took place in Israel. And the reason I think that is, first of all, that attack took place on Putin's birthday, which is, coincidence, and I don't really believe in coincidences when it comes to, world events. And you look at the attack in Israel and you look at the attack that took place in Moscow, they're very, very similar. They targeted civilians. They were unconventional attacks, and they both attacked concerts. So there's a lot of similarities between the two. And when I look at that, I look at everything else that's taken place in the world, and they all seem coordinated to me. You look at, the war that's taken place in Eastern Europe. You look at the destruction of those pipelines. You look how weapons are flowing back and forth. You look at, the cyber attacks, and you look at all these things, and then if you want to go back even further, you can go all the way back to 2020. You can look at, what took place in 2020 and how everything has been slowly escalating and slowly getting worse. And, you look at some of the triggers. Take World War I, for example. World War I, the U.S. got into World War I because of the sinking of the Lusitania. And the Lusitania was a passenger ship that got sunk that was American. And it was widely believed that there were weapons on that passenger ship, that they were smuggling weapons into Great Britain. And, that made it a legitimate target for the U-boats, and, they sunk it, and that drew us into, World War I. When weapons start moving around during conflicts, those things have a tendency to escalate. And you look at the ramping up of these different, technological problems. You can call them technological problems. You can call them cyber attacks. You can call them whatever you want. But there has been, and it's been going on for a while already. I have seen it on a personal level here, and, it's been on the news. There's been different, large outages and things, but I've seen a lot of smaller outages that are disrupting all kinds of different industries and stuff. This stuff did not take place 10 years ago. It's a lot worse now than it's ever been. And again, it goes back to, I feel that this is some type of coordinated effort that's been going on for a long time already, but it's getting to the point now where things are starting to escalate and get worse. And when I was a teenager and I was growing up, and I've said this in other videos before, but it bears repeating again, the old-timers all told me that when Poland got invaded in 1939, they knew it was just a matter of time before the United States was going to get involved in that conflict. And that's how I'm looking at everything that's going on now. At some point, the United States is going to get involved full-blown in everything that's been going on here. And it's not going to be covert, and it's not going to be, sort of a shadow war or anything like that. It's going to be full confrontation. And the old timers all said that. They said they knew, because all of the ones that were alive then, were either alive during World War I, or they had relatives that were alive during World War I, and they knew that the United States was going to get pulled into that. Everything that's taking place now, I believe, is my opinion, that this is all a coordinated effort. This has all been escalating for a long time already, literally years, back probably as far as 2014. And it just continues to ramp up. It continues to get worse. And it's getting to the point where people that I'm talking to that didn't have any interest in preparedness whatsoever are starting to have interest in preparedness. They're like, maybe there is something going on. And these conversations have increased, especially in the last 3-4 months. Especially, I've had a lot of people approaching me, asking me different things, and I'm giving them the best advice that I can. Have a communications plan where you can communicate with your loved ones. Have some type of rally point where if you can't communicate, everybody's going to meet up. Have a way to keep a roof over your head. Have a way to keep everybody fed. Have a way to, have your water and your sanitation. Make sure that your medical is squared away as best you can. And expect the unexpected. Expect bad things to happen, because it's to the point now, I think even people who didn't have any interest in any of this stuff are starting to see where things can go bad very, very quickly. And again, I believe that all these things are interrelated and they're all coordinated. These are coordinated efforts from, the powers that be, however you want to look at it. But as just average people here, what do? All we can do is look after our little corner of the world, make sure that our family and our friends and our communities are safe and looked after. And that's all anybody can really do. Everybody's going to have to find that personal fortitude and that resilience that lies inside, to get through the things that are going to come. And that's the way I look at it, and that's the advice that I'm trying to give people. Anyway, I don't usually talk about current events, and I try not to spread my opinion around too much. My opinion isn't necessarily the popular one sometimes, but that is how I feel about what is going on and the things that are going on in the world. To me, the message has always been preparedness, and taking the old skills and the things that I have learned and spreading that out to the world through this particular platform here, so people can learn from all those different experiences that I had and the different things that I know to help us get through whatever lies ahead. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there, and I hope you guys always get something useful out of my videos. And now is the time more than ever where preparedness is a important part of the world we're living in, and it's going to continue to be an important part of the world we're living in, looking into the future. I want you guys to take care out there the best you can, and I'll be talking to you again. You guys have a good one.